Here are 10 tips to help you go from a beginner to a pro instantly in Arena Breakout Infinite. Tip 1. Don't skip the tutorial. The tutorial in this game is incredibly detailed and super helpful. It's surprising how many players complain about not knowing how to reload magazines or fix broken limbs, both of which are clearly explained in the tutorial. Make sure you pay attention during those early lessons, as they'll set you up for success. Tip 2. Embrace the missions. Missions are your best friend as a new player. They guide you through the game, teaching essential mechanics like navigating, danger zones, finding loot, understanding weapon types, and more. Think of them as your in-game training program. Missions will take you across the map, helping you familiarize yourself with different areas. As a bonus, you'll earn free gear, supplies, experience points, and, most importantly, cash. And in extraction shooters, cash is king. Tip 3. Prioritize ammo. Over weapons, this might sound counterintuitive, but ammo is often more important than the weapon itself. Many new players think having the best gun build guarantees victory, but it's actually the ammo that deals the damage. Weapons just deliver the bullets and maximize their potential. Here's my advice. Find a gun build you can control and enjoy using. Keep it simple and affordable at first. Once you're comfortable with it, invest your money in higher tier ammo or grenades. Grenades, by the way, are insanely powerful. The higher the ammo tier, the faster you can take down enemies, and the better chance you'll have of penetrating high-tier armor. Tip 4. Understand the tier system. The tier system can feel overwhelming, but I'll break it down. Tier 1 bullets will always penetrate Tier 1 armor, dealing direct damage to your character's health. However, Tier 1 bullets have a low chance of penetrating Tier 2 armor, and they won't touch Tiers 3, 4, 5, or 6. The basic rule: the higher the armor tier, the higher your bullet tier needs to be to penetrate it. Non-penetrating. Hits deal damage to the armor instead of directly affecting health. There's also a small amount of blunt damage that can bypass armor, but it's minimal. For example, if you hit someone with a Tier 4 bullet and they're wearing Tier 6 armor, it won't penetrate, but it will deal a small amount of blunt damage. I'll dive deeper into this in future guides, so stay tuned for more. Tip 5. Learn the damage system. Your character's body is divided into 2 vital parts and 5 secondary parts. Vital parts: chest and head. Secondary parts: arms, legs, and lower abdomen. Each body part has its own health pool. If one of your vital parts drops to 0 health, you'll die instantly. However, if a secondary part reaches 0 health, the damage will spread to your vital parts. For instance, if your arm is destroyed and you don't heal it, incoming damage to that arm will transfer to your chest or head. If you're playing with a team, this might knock you down instead of killing you outright. The takeaway? Always fix broken limbs as soon as possible. Tip 6. Know the debuffs. Arena Breakout includes several debuffs that can seriously affect gameplay. These include bleeding, fractures, tinnitus, stuns, and more. You'll find detailed information about them in the in-game tooltips, so take the time to read them. For example, if you're shot in the arm, you might start bleeding. Bleeding causes you to lose health over time in that body part. If the bleeding isn't treated, the body part will eventually break. Broken body parts can create major challenges. For example, broken legs mean you can't run unless you're using painkillers. A broken arm will slow down your reload speed. Any damage to a broken body part transfers directly to your vital parts, which can result in instant death. Tip 7. Bots. Use them wisely. Arena Breakout Infinite is a PvPvE game, meaning you'll face both real players and AI bots. Bots guard specific areas, such as high-risk zones, and they spawn in the same general locations every game. Memorizing these spawn points can be a huge advantage. For example, if a bot suddenly aggroes and moves toward a certain area, That might indicate a nearby enemy player. Conversely, if you're holding a position and a bot is nearby, it might expose your location by pushing toward you. Learn to use bots strategically. They can turn the tide of a fight. Tip 8. Bosses. The toughest opponents. Each map has a boss that spawns in specific locations with a certain chance. For example, on the farm map, Ajax spawns at the motel or sometimes in the barn. On the valley map, you'll need to wait for a future guide to learn more. These bosses are challenging to defeat and always spawn with elite minions. Be cautious. The minions often pose a bigger threat than the bosses themselves, as they come in large numbers and can overwhelm you. Tip 9. Memorize loot. Locations loot is scattered across the map, but the containers and spawn points are always in the same locations. Check cabinets, jackets, tables, and supply crates. While the loot itself is random, the container spots never change. This also applies to supply points for healing kits, food, and drinks. Knowing these locations can be a lifesaver when you're low on resources. Tip 10. Have fun and experiment. At the end of the day, it's just a game. Don't take it too seriously. Everything will be wiped at the end of the test phase, so take some risks and enjoy yourself. Push toward gunfire, explore the map, and embrace the chaos. One of the best ways to learn is through trial and error. If you die from a tricky angle in one game, use that knowledge to your advantage in the next. Final thoughts: Arena Breakout Infinite is a deep, complex game with a lot to explore. I'll be releasing more guides soon, so if you want to improve quickly, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.